And return on that is going to be rate of the cash times risk-free rate plus 1 minus rate of the cash times return to the benchmark portfolio. Remember, returns to a portfolio is the weighted sum of returns to individual pieces. Now, let's think about the decomposition of the actual returns. So I'm going to RAT, the actual return, from this, I'm going to deduct the benchmark, but I'm going to also add back, let's make this one little component. I'm going to add back that RBT minus RST. Now let's think about this one. Or let's think about this one first. RBT is the benchmark portfolio, okay? This is, actually no, let's do RST here. Let's think about this piece first, or the first piece. Both my actual portfolio and this hypothetical portfolio that I constructed have the same share of cash, right? By construction. Because I said, let's have an hypothetical portfolio that has exactly the same share of cash as my portfolio. So the amount invested in the stocks is exactly the same, which means any positive performance over there is the consequence of picking stocks that perform better than the benchmark, in a sense. Think about this. Consider the return on non-cash portion of our actual portfolio. That will be designated with, let's call it R and C. So return for my actual portfolio is I'm going to put this much in cash plus 1 minus AT into non-cash stuff. You don't have to calculate the return on the non-cash part separately, but we know that it can be calculated. So RAT minus RST, this thing, is actually, remember, RST is that thing. So they cancel out. RBT. So the only way this performance can be non-zero or positive if, let's call it stocks in general, if the stocks that I pick or my stock investment strategy uh, created a return that was better than the benchmark itself. But that alone is going to tell me, okay? So the difference between the actual return and return to the hypothetical portfolio that has the same amount of cash is a measure of your skill in selecting the stocks compared to the benchmark portfolio. And let's think about the rest. Let's think about this one. And let's remember what RST was. From that, I'm gonna deduct RBT and if you collect the terms, it's going to be AT times RFT minus RBT. That's the difference between risk-free rate and the benchmark rate. We're going to view this as a measure of timing into equities. Because if I have everything in cash, I'm going to earn RFT, right? Let's see if I'm doing it right. But we are more interested in stock selectivity. Am I picking the right kind of stocks? In order to illustrate, I could use the actual funds, but I don't have access to the equity content in those as a time series. So we're going to look at alternative measures of portfolio performance evaluation. We will do this based on